All right, welcome back to the third and final part of our discussion with Coach Tony. I hope you enjoy how this conversation finishes out today. I appreciate you following along so far, and hey, stay tuned after this and see what we got coming out next week. Until then, enjoy this and make it epic.
So,
It was pretty good what you were saying right there, Coach Adam, and it kind of segues into I guess my final thought for the interview, and it's really one of the things that sets us apart from other programs and other communities and groups, even church for the matter, right? Is really learn how to change behavior all the way down to the root.
mm,
Because there's been plenty of people we know in church. There's plenty of people we know pretty much throughout all of, you know, like, you know, throughout all of, you know, business, career, also to our families and things like that too. Is that people they become very intelligent about their issues, their flaws, but they don't really know how to get to the root of them to actually change how they respond. And that's one of the things I love about, when I start going through getting some of my coaching certifications, right? Like, especially like the trauma informed certification as being a coach, is that it talks about, like how, whenever you have one of those uncontrolled responses, that's a trauma response. Like your nervous system is like reacting,
yeah.
and it's like, how do you deregulate that? How you disconnect, like that behavior from that trauma response? And I know one of the helpful things we learn is that I know I learned through guided meditation, and then also too affirming my inner child. And that's not something that's done easily on your own. You got to be around a community. You got to be around a professional that actually knows how to do that work. And you can't be like so quick, like, because it's easy us as men, and we all been there, like, oh man, I learned it, I can go out and I can like say to her like, no you can't, stop, Tito, slow down, stop it, you know. And this is like, no, you got to like really learn the system, because it's even too like, sometimes, you think about, how they have like certain kind of analogies or certain kind of like illustrations in some movies we've seen over the years, or even some of the books that we read over the years too, and it talks about, like, whenever you give a lot of power to someone all at once, it can corrupt, and also too, it can destroy them. That's why even too, like when it comes up, even when if you have a job, even as a young child, even as a young boy, for those of us who had like good mentors or good people in our lives, good family members, or even our fathers, and even our mothers, when they're trying to teach us how to become young adults, they don't say, okay, go out there and drive the car down to the store to give me some groceries. They're like, they'll teach you, like my mom, my dad, like they would teach me certain things. My grandmother, they would teach me certain things. People in my family would teach me certain things at like bite-sized levels. And it's also to all the so much more important is that like us as men, when we start becoming more emotionally intelligent, we just don't try to run off and try to like save the world with the bite-sized information we got, because you're still pretty much like a child and learning on how to like notice and see your emotions and what they are, and how you got to disconnect your emotions from like your behavior, so you don't allow for your emotional state control how you react to a certain situation, especially to a lot of times whenever we're over emotional like that, as we like to tell men, and they hate to hear it, like you're being in your feminine. Nothing hurts worse, especially you think you're a masculine man, especially for those guys who say, oh, I'm an alpha male, blah, blah, all those like Sigma and everything else. Those guys who try to like coin themselves in those different kind of sectors. Like, I ain't acting I'm like, yeah, you are. Like, why are you blowing your chest up? Why are you acting? Why are you getting upset?
hmm
It's like, calm down.
I,
Like, rest in your
I call
masculine,
it.
rest in your logic, rest in your reason. What's that?
I was gonna say. I call it. I call it the boy mentality. Yeah.
Yeah. I heard you guys say it too. Is that I heard some other guys say it too. Like, you just gonna pick up your toys, and it's like I heard it. It's like, yeah,
I'm
just
gonna take
pick up
my
your
ball and go
toys.
home.
Yep, that's
I'm taking my
exactly it.
ball and going home.
Yeah,
Y'all
that's
aren't being
exactly it.
fair.
Yeah, yeah. You're not being my friends. Y'all being mean to me. You know, but
man,
that's pretty much it, though.
man, that's awesome, Tony. Uh, appreciate the nuggets you dropped, man. Here at Epic Life, we're all about empowering others, right? Working through our purpose, the integrity of oneself and our community, right? We're giving back. And you definitely exemplify that in the efforts that you do for Epic Life, for your family, with the curriculum you created, the leadership you show, not only upwards but downwards to your kids and laterally to your wife. Getting to know you has been an honor and a privilege.
Thank you.
Thank you for being a part of what we have. Thank you for jumping on here. I know for a fact that this will probably be one of many with you, just because you bring so much knowledge to Epic Life. So with that being said, I'm complete. Adam, what you got, brother?
No, I'll reiterate the thanks, man. Tony, you've been an asset here. I mean, I met you. We met probably when we were at one of for both of us. We were at our lowest points emotionally, trying to dig ourselves out of some holes, right? And I learned to trust you and learn how to be vulnerable with you at the same time. And you know, I think we were as much an asset to each other in that period as any man could be.
Yes, definitely.
And I appreciate that. So when I started this thing, this Epic Life coaching, I wanted to reach out. I know you were involved in another thing at that time, and you know, so our first conversations were just more exploratory, and you building me up, saying, "Yeah, man, I think you can do it. I think you're good to go." And then
I appreciate that.
and then you're like, "Hey, if you want me to be a part of this, I think I'm free up to do that now." And I was like, "Absolutely, absolutely." And so I appreciate you. I love you, brother. I'm glad to have known you, and you know, that friendship that was born in that time of desperation and need that we were both in. They tend to last, right?
Right.
So I'm excited to see where 2025 takes us. You're right. We got some exciting things rolling out. You've got the Strength Summit that's going to continue but be refined. We've
Right.
got a whole curriculum on our website, you know, for any man trying to accomplish true change in his life, whether that be in his relationship, in his career, just in his life in general, trying to look for purpose, and understand what integrity is. But really, any man who is like, it's got to be something bigger here, and I'm glad that you're a part of that. So I appreciate you coming on here and talking to us. I don't know that we actually invited you. I kind of think we told you that this is what we were doing, but I appreciate you being willing to participate in that. And yeah, but I wouldn't mind like recapping some of the highlights. What do we talk about, right? We have to be willing to take responsibility and ownership of ourselves. Responsibility is scary. You got to set up systems in your life to create habits in your life that are constantly and consistently working you towards the man you want to be.
Right.
You need to embrace the idea of mentorship and coaching, right? Find men who have been there before and learn from their wisdom. And boy, I can't read my own writing. And something you said, you have to be willing to learn how to change to the root, how to change that behavior to its root. Because if you don't pull out the root, guess what? The weed's going to grow. And that's,
it is. It definitely is.
So I thank you for dropping those nuggets on us. And yeah, I'm good. You got anything else?
No, man. I can definitely say is that I'm enjoying the journey, and any man that needs to get any kind of help, that that thinks or who's having a longing to belong to something bigger than what he's a part of. I don't care if you're a part of a church. I don't care if you're a part of like other kind of groups and organizations, but if you're still looking for something that you know that you need to have, you need to find help in terms of how you're thinking, how you're engaging the world, how you're like interacting with your family, your loved ones, and things like that. Is that give Epic Life a chance? Because I could definitely say is that we might help you find an answer to some of the problems you're having in your daily life. And because if you're just listening to like the regular things you're plugged into, is that you're missing out, because of the fact of the matter is that you need to hear something different, and you need to really have masculine relationships. That's exactly where it's at.
Yeah.
You need to have masculine relationships is not going to just listen to you and go along with what you got going on, but they're going to actually to challenge you and look at you in the face and tell you like, no, man, that's wrong. Like you're in your feminine right now. And things like that too. You need to think about this logically so you can lead better from confidence to strength. There's nothing wrong being in your feminine, because there's a dance. And I like to tell guys this too during the Strength Summit. It's like there's a dance between the masculine and the feminine. And it's not like you're a man, you're going to be 100% masculine. You're not going to be 100% feminine. You're going to be in the mix. The same thing with your woman. There's a reason why sometimes a woman, she could respond in a masculine way because of she has a polarity of the masculine feminine in her as well. But you got to learn that dance. Because when you learn that dance, man, you're going to develop some of the best friendships and some of the best, especially with your wife. For those of you who are married, you're going to develop some of the most best intimate times with your spouse that you ever experienced in your life, because you didn't really know how to tap into the two. But when you do, man, get ready to get your mind blown, and even get ready to blow her mind too, and just work on creating a man,
Yeah.
an awesome thing, testimony here on earth. All right.
I was gonna add on that, just like you said, a woman can respond in her masculine, a man can respond in his feminine, and more often than not, I think men are surprised to know that they spend most of their time actually in their feminine,
Mm-hmm.
because when you're just acting masculine, right?
Ooh, say it.
When you're just acting masculine and you're not
Yeah.
being masculine, that's feminine. That's an emotional.
Yeah.
It's an
Yeah.
emotionally driven way of being, and you're being led by your emotions. Now, it's not healthy either way. It's a dysregulation, which
Mm-hmm.
something that's where the ownership comes in. But you got to, most men are shocked to say when I tell them, hey, you're acting emotional. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Yeah, you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you are. Let me tell you how.
Yeah.
let me show you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, great conversation, and you touched on it, masculine relationships, right? We do have an opportunity for that.
Yeah.
We got an
Definitely.
opportunity right here in the tribe. You can become a part of the virtual community that we have. But I mean, coming up in April, we got a live opportunity
Yeah.
for any man who's curious about what is this thing, or how do I find my tribe. Well,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna have a live opportunity for any man who wants to be involved and come to our retreat and figure it out. The key is you got to be signed up by the beginning of March, because there's a lot of preparation that goes into the work at that retreat, and so just putting that out there. I don't know when this is gonna air. Retreat may be over by then, but I doubt it. We'll get it up there before then. So,
All right now.
all
Sounds
right, man.
good.
Appreciate you, gentlemen.
All right. Thank you.
All right. I hope you enjoyed that. And for those of you who are watching this and enjoying what we've got, if you want to dive deeper and really get into what Coach Dennis and I and Coach Tony, what we do with the Epic Life Coaching, check out our website at theepiclifecoaching.com. You can look at what programs we offer, and you can schedule an opportunity to talk with one of us to discuss how we go about working in this tribe. And for a limited time, if you really want to dive in and you want to meet the tribe and the coaches face to face, we are offering an opportunity for any man who wants to be a part of our retreat coming up in April. There's a link on the website as well, or just drop a comment. We'll get you that information. Go to the website, schedule a call, and we'd love to have you there. And it's all about reclaiming masculinity and learning how to be a true, healthy, masculine presence in the world today. So we look forward to having you. Hope you guys can make it out and see us at the retreat. But until then, just keep watching and listening and asking your questions. We'll talk to you later. Bye.